people in the human kingdom are elevating themselves, then they are nearing another kingdom. Those who have raised their consciousness very high within the human kingdom, they have compassion. Everything is energy. The angelic kingdom. As you get close, then it means your wings are turning to look like this. Angels, celestial beings. That means we are capable of slowing down, speeding up. Only the human kingdom that the awakening has reached where you can affect it yourself.
I want to be an angel myself. Is that possible?
Beloved brother, you are.
Good evening, welcome to Jan Cosmic Foundation, another exciting edition of our weekends program. We promise we'll make sure we deliver to you. It's all about spirituality, taking you back to the source. Today we are looking at spiritual guides and guardians, angels, celestial beings, and a whole lot of synonyms attached to these words. When we talk about spiritual guides, guardians, what does it mean? Dr. Baffour Jan is here. He is the spiritual guru. He's going to help us answer most of the questions right here. Stay tuned, relax, call a friend to join this discussion. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, beloved brother.
We are happy to have you on the flip side again. Another interesting evening. Spiritual guides and guardians.
Okay.
Who are they?
Yeah. In the first place, we need to understand how this universe is functioning.
Operating, okay.
And we can understand.
So how is the universe operating? How does this universe operate?
Yes, yeah. First, there are a lot of things to learn from things that happen to ourselves, and it helps to understand what is happening on the greater side of things, the whole universe. So sometimes we talk of the microcosm, that is the small universe, and that is what you see as yourself.
Okay.
Yourself is to be seen in that way.
As a micro-universe.
Yes, micro-universe. And then we have the macro. Macro is the greater, and the micro is the smaller. Now, with this smaller one, that is the body, mind, structure that your spirit is functioning through, it is seen that in the night we shift in the state of consciousness, we shift into what we call sleep. Now, when we shift into the sleep, it's not all sleep states that we experience dreaming. Sometimes we dream, sometimes you have deep sleep and there is no dream. This is a key to understand this universe. There is something we call brain waves. The brain waves, it means that when you are awake like this and you start to sleep, there is a shift in waves. You see, the whole thing, everything is energy, and the energy is in vibration, and we have different states of vibration, and sometimes we say different waves. See? So when you are awake like this, your consciousness is in a particular wave. When you are shifting, then you you are also changing
the brain waves.
Yeah, the vibrations are changing, the frequency, the brain waves, whatever terms we use, but things are changing. And it keeps changing, and at one state you dream. Then at some point, no dream. You are deep into sleep. And we have 4 states of
the dreaming
yes.
or the sleeping process.
Yes, the sleeping process. It takes you through 4 stages. And the same thing is happening on the greater side. Things you see as material, physical, they are one stage of sleep that the spirit has slowed down. So it is one state of consciousness. Now, it is awakening. So it becomes awakening back to spirit. The same way, when you slept deep, you dreamt, then at some point, you will be returning to the first state of brainwave. The physical. So you'll be returning through the 4 stages, then back again to where you started.
Okay.
Now,
Doctor, the 4 stages, take us through briefly before we continue.
Briefly, yes. We have the beta brainwave. The beta brainwave is the one we are awake like this. Yes. Then next to that, we have what we call the theta. The theta is a shift to another level. Then we shift again to alpha. Then we shift again to delta, very, very deep. Yeah. So when we are done with the dream process, we will be returning through them again back to beta, the first state. So our spirit on the greater side also descended through this sleeping process, shifting, and then finally got to all these solid states. You see, and then there will be a return, awakening again, because before sleeping you were in a certain state. So the spirit is in a certain state and entered into sleeping on the greater side. So all this manifest world is actually dream of the spirit, and it's in different stages until it gets to the physical side. There it is deeply asleep. You see, and when you are deeply asleep, there isn't much activity, almost like no activity. The same way when the spirit has come all this way and has become like this, it's like no activity. The stones, everything, they are just there. It's the sleep, deep sleep of the spirit. You see, now it is natural that when we have slept deep, now when we are coming back, the dreaming is at a certain state before we went deeper. So returning, there will also be, you'll be passing the activity period, which is dreaming, then you see things here and there. So the same way, when we move from the external, which is the sleeping state for spirits, then we come to internal. The internal is where The dream is similar to the dreaming when we also sleep and dream. So it is the same zone that when we sleep and we are dreaming, it is the same zone on the greater side. When the spirit is awakening, then it enters that state. And there are a lot of activities going on, a lot of activities. Now, the awakening process of the spirit from the deep sleep, which is all these solid states, brings us from the mineral stage. We can call it mineral kingdom. That is where the spirit is deeply asleep.
Mineral kingdom.
Yes, you can call it that way. You know, we want to use some
terms. Yeah.
Then it begins to shake and shift a bit, because it's coming back to awaken. So that shift a bit becomes the plant kingdom. And the plant kingdom, you see that there is activity beginning, and then there is activity. The plants, they are active and growing and things are happening. Then, yet that activity is not so much. Then it enters next into animals. That means the consciousness is awakening more. Then there is more activity. Because you see the plant, it is staying at one place and active, but the activity is so slow, it takes a long time you see something about the plant happening. But when it comes to animal, it jumps about. It just so the consciousness inside it is awakening more, you see. So that is the re-dreaming. So it has moved from one state to another state of consciousness, and now it's becoming aware a bit. But then we proceed on from the animal, and the awakening continues. That is the awakening of the spirit, and it comes to the human. So human, we are still, the consciousness in the spirit is still sleeping, but it's much more awake than
animals. Yeah.
You see, so the journey continues, and then beyond. In fact, even in the human state, the awakening can be increased, and that is where the awakening has reached, where we partake in it. We can be determined to move faster. That's why the seeking comes in. Because the plants are seeking nothing. They are just, they are exhibiting the awakening in an automatic way. And the animals, yes, same. You see? But higher animals, they exhibit more of that. Sometimes they are beginning, you see them, they have memories and they keep things here and there. They intentionally hide things. They go for food and keep it and cover it. So later they will go and take it. So they
like the gorillas and the monkeys and
you see, and they raise their families and the activity. So that is the dreaming state. It's no more, the consciousness is no more asleep like in the mineral kingdom, where it's not showing much. It's like consciousness is like asleep. It's awakening. But the point is, in the mini microcosm, the small universe, this happens in a very short time, if we are talking of time. But in the grand side of the universe, where consciousness or spirit as a whole is sleeping, then awakening, it takes so long of the time for the micro, you see, and a lot of micro live inside it for many generations, whilst the awakening is so slowly taking place. Now, anyway, As far as the spirit is concerned, all this is happening rapidly, but it's only in our consciousness, it's like a slow process, because for a long time you still see the rocks to be there, they are not changing, and you see so many things are happening slowly, but to the Great Spirit, it's just like the same way in the night you sleep and then time is up for you to awaken, and then rapidly you pass through the stages and awaken. Right. So there is also seeing is passing through the stages and awakening, but to us it is taking a long time for it to happen, so that we can see the stages inside it, that the changes are taking place stage by stage. Now, if we get to the human state, the awakening has reached such a state that we are capable of slowing down, speeding up, or just keeping at the same position for long. We can speed things up. It's as if we are now getting closer to be in control, you see, because we are spirit, and spirit is supposed to be in control of everything. So we are nearing the state in which we have control. Okay. So we begin to decide things and be involved in things, consciously, because our consciousness has awakened to that point. Now, even on the human kingdom, we can talk, excuse me to use those terminologies, we can talk of lower human and higher human based on consciousness.
Sure.
Yes. It has nothing to do with groups of people, but actually what it has to do with, as an individual, somebody will be stagnating. Even in the same family, somebody is advancing and somebody is down, So it's something happening all over the world. Everywhere you can find people who are not growing, their consciousness is not awakening fast, even though they have the opportunity as human to do that. It is only the human kingdom that the awakening has reached where you can affect it yourself. You see, it is happening like automatic in the other
plants and animal kingdom and so on.
But when you come to the human, the automatic aspect is inside it, but a certain
you have
choice aspect where, so side by side is like you can affect the things by yourself. Why? Because the power of the spirit can affect everything, and now it's awakening to itself again. So when people in the human kingdom are elevating themselves, then they are nearing another kingdom, because the awakening hasn't finished. The spirit has to awaken until it is fully awake. You see, so the awakening is going on, and some humans are able to really, because the opportunity is there, and a few take it. A few take that opportunity. Some, the majority don't. That you speed up and awaken and awaken and awaken. That is why we use the word self-awakening or spiritual awakening, and you are getting back to who you are in reality as a spirit, and fully conscious. So when we are doing like that, then we are actually nearing another, just like brain waves, we are nearing another brain wave
in sleep,
where the awakening is almost completed. And at that stage, it takes you through 3 stages. The objective consciousness, and that is in the human platform is the lowest. Objective consciousness. Then you move through it to subconscious mind state, subconscious state, and there the awareness is more expanded and more awakened. It has awareness of things that objective mind is not aware of at all, because objective mind hasn't awakened enough to know what will come tomorrow, or what will come a few minutes to come, or what is happening right now in a distant away. The objective mind is not awakened to know this. So the awakening continues like that, and then it takes us to what sometimes we can call like the angels, celestial beings. That means objective consciousness, we are bypass it totally. You bypass objective consciousness totally, and higher consciousness. And when you become stable in that state, then you can access what we call the superconscious mind. That one, the spirit is like almost 100% awakened, very high awakening, and is aware of the whole universe, the whole purpose, the whole whatever is going on. There is no time and there is no space for it, because it's aware of itself beyond all these things. So those functioning in that state, they can be of help to those below. In fact, the human kingdom, those who have raised their consciousness very high within the human kingdom, they have compassion, a feeling to help the others whose consciousness is still not awakened. They are still sleeping, you see. Even though they are more awakened than animals, but still they are sleeping, you see. They are close to awakening, but they are not sufficiently awakened, you know. So, all the time, when you go higher in awakening, there comes that feeling of love and compassion. They are attributes of that state. You see, anytime the awakening reaches some point, there are certain attributes that are exhibited. For example, plant kingdom exhibits certain abilities that the mineral kingdom doesn't know anything about. You see, then animals exhibit certain attributes that plants too,
they have no idea.
Yeah, you see. So it goes on and on like that. But what is important is that the higher you go, the more you exhibit peace, and you exhibit love, and you exhibit some joy, you see. So the return to full awakening brings compassion, and we want to help others. The beings we talk about, like angels, celestial beings, when you have departed fully from the objective mind level of awakening, that means you have awakened more. Then it gets to a point. You see, on the human kingdom, you may be awakened, but you keep in the same kingdom to render service. But then, when your awakening coincides with the awakening of angels, and you decide to keep, because at that stage you
have no interest here, you don't need anything.
Yes, so it's only to render service to others, to help other people, and so on. Then you are here, but you are not of this place. That is said in the scripture.
You are here, but you are not.
Yes, it says, be here, but you are to be here, but not of this place. That means it's just like you are awakened, but this zone, about almost 100% of people are not awakened. Well, in that zone you are in. The awakened one goes to the next zone. But you leave the next zone for the sake of helping those. You see, yes. So we have those beings we call the angels and guardian angels or guardians, celestial beings. That means they are having nothing to do with this zone as far as interest inside it is concerned. But the only thing is the compassion they have. Because of the compassion they have, most of the time, those souls who are higher in consciousness, inside the human kingdom, they give them assistance. You see, they give them assistance. If I say assistance, say that work of compassion involves a lot of sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. And because of that, these other beings in another zone, which is they are awakened more, they see fellow awakened beings who have chosen to remain in the human kingdom, then they have compassion for them, because their compassion is actually big challenge. You see, because they have to do a whole lot to try to help people, and people resist it, people don't understand it, people get confused. You see, so when it is like that, they give help to those who are helping. Are you?
I'm understanding, but I wanted to find out their traits, how they look like, those guardian angels.
Very good.
When I was a kid, I thought maybe they had some wings. They were sent from heaven. You see, when we talk about angels, maybe someone will die and maybe go somewhere before the person will become an angel. What can you tell me some of the characters they portray, so that we can see that this is a celestial being or guardian angel?
Yes. The point is this: when you are awakening, your spirit is awakening from mineral kingdom to animal, then from to plants kingdom, then to animal kingdom, then you can see the activity is increased, is boosted when you go to higher awakening. So on that level, the movement of their energy is unlimited to one state of form. As you come down this way, things are solidifying. Things are becoming, they stay put, because the consciousness is entering sleep, and it's like that. That is why we have all these
forms.
Yes. But as it's awakening, then it is not limited to form. You see the example of
Usually give water.
I give water as example. A slight increase in frequency from solid to water. And you see water, difficult to fix a form for it. You give it a container, it takes it, you pour it, and it takes another container. You know, it takes another form rather. So, by the time you get to that state we call angelic kingdom or celestial beings kingdom, there is no forms fixed at all. So what happens is that depending on what roles or what purpose they are slowing down, coming to render some service, because anytime you flow down, you are concretizing, you are materializing, you see, and depending on what role and depending on the expectations of the one you are going to play the role for, you mold form.
Okay.
You see, you mold form, but that is not your form, because instantly you can change the form. So it's just like something that is very malleable. So it is we the humans, we think of beings like that moving very swift, and on our own kingdom, the beings which move through space and they move swift are birds. You see?
That's why we associate.
So these are beings, they are not with us here constantly, and if they have come from another state of our kingdom, another state of consciousness, then we see it as a movement through space, and for the humans with all these solid sleeping bodies, lower bodies, we don't move easily. Our movement is clumsy. You see, now we see these beings and they can do things swift. So we imagine them. The only imagination we can have is that they move, and they must have wings if they can fly. You know, moving is like flying through the space. So it is we the humans who attribute all these forms to them, and they take it.
Okay.
Because they are not limited to form. If you are not limited to form, the form that will not frighten somebody because he expects you to be coming in form with wings. Okay, here I am in wings. And then it's acceptable to the mind.
Okay.
You see, it's acceptable to the person's mind. But in actual fact, on that level of consciousness, one is not as limited to any form.
Okay, you are watching Jan Cosmic Foundation every weekend. Catch us live 6-7 p.m. We bring you this program that will change everything about life. We are discussing spiritual guides, guardians, celestial beings, angels, and so on. Please send your comments down in the comment section below. Dr. Jan, you said these people are helpful to us, especially supporting those who are coming to render service to us. Aside that, what are some of the other benefits we can derive from these angels and celestial beings?
Yes, we say birds of the same feather flock together, and when birds are flocking together, they are a force to reckon with, you see, and it makes things easier for them. sometimes even one of the birds may not, maybe just beginning to learn to fly, you know. So when the flock is there and it is inside it, they help it, you know, they keep with it and it goes. But when it is flying alone, it will be lost in the forest somewhere. Exactly. You cannot continue flying. It will fall. And sometimes they are moving and they are heading for, let's say there is drought, no, the weather, like winter, everything dry, and it is only the mature birds which connect to where there is water. So when they are flocking together, then they will be leading, you see, and we call it instinct. Instinct is where the awakening of the consciousness has reached. They are having that ability to connect things far away, you see. But maybe the young ones learning to fly, they cannot even imagine going far away like that. But when the flock gets together with them, they are able to reach somewhere, you see. So they become very helpful when they are moving with those in the human kingdom. But the point is, if we say birds of the same feather flock together, then it means even in the animal, human kingdom, you have to raise yourself from the tying down through the objective mind to lower consciousness, to the animal platform. You have to go beyond it, up to some point. Then you begin to actually get close to the angelic kingdom. As you get close, then it means your wings are turning to look like this. So that we can say birds of the same feather flock together. So they come in just because your wings are getting closer to look like this. Then they can move together with you. You see, and if I say wings, it's not just using the words like that, but it also means meanings. But it has deeper meaning.
That's what I'm saying.
Because the deeper meaning is your aura, the light around you. That is your wings. You see. So when you are becoming more and more spiritually awakened, your spiritual energy field becomes very intense, very bright. And then it's beginning to resemble the angels. And the true wings of the angels is their light around them. You see, they are not limited to form. But one thing that is clear is that anywhere they are moving is just so much energy, so much light, high frequency energy. You see. And that can be considered as their wings. And you also have it, but it is not refined.
So active.
It's not so active. It is so dim light. So if you are raising your light more and more, then you are becoming more like angel. And because of that, angels can move along with you.
Okay.
There is a saying in the local language, and that the child who knows how to wash their hands can eat with grown-ups. Eat with grown-ups. That's right. You see, so anyway.
So doctor, I want to be able to wash my hands well and eat with the grown-ups. I want to have that wings and fly with those birds. And if possible, I want to be an angel myself. Is that possible?
Beloved brother, you are an angel. You are even more than that.
Wow.
And you see, it is you are awakening, awakening, awakening. So angel state means a certain level of awakening. So from there, expanding back to full awakening is just, you see.
Okay.
So it's only that because of this compassion topic, they keep watching the evolution stages and see what they can do. Those who are coming up and those who are learning to wash their hands that they can move along with and all that they can eat together with. Those who are brightening their aura so that they can pick them up and join with them. You see, the same way when a baby begins to walk, the grown-ups are walking, the baby is not walking, but the baby gets to a time he also begins to walk. And when it is like that, when he's able to be stable with walking, what happens? Grown-ups are going, they hold hands with a child because now he can also walk.
Okay.
You see? So in this way, you can have direct interaction with them. It's not like you are forcing it there. It's a natural process. They themselves come your way.
So when they see, as you said initially, you are humble, you are willing to do it, keep up it, they will come your way and help you.
Yes.
So what are some of the things I can do just to prepare myself to catch up with it so that they can help me? Some of the few practices I can do so that I can move to that angelic level.
Yes, there is something I have to say about this also. The point is, even their interaction with a human to help you complete your awakening, that is the aim. But people, people want them to help them so that they entangle themselves more in the world. It's oh dear.
Ignorance.
You see? So what people don't know is that if you actually move in their direction, you are evolving more and more and they come your way, then there is so much intimacy. And based on that, the work you are doing, they partake in it, they become like entourage with you. So when you move, they move with you. You see, it's automatic. And they do a lot in service, you see. But then, those who are not awakening so that they get together with them, they remain where they are and they want the angel to come all the way down to that state to do something for them. And even if it were to be that your motive is to be disentangled from the yes, to awaken, then they can consider
close now to help you.
You see, they can consider that. That means you are entangled, you want to come out of it, you want to awaken, then they can consider it and come back fast to pick you up.
Yes.
But the motive is
you want the higher power to
come and do the lower, utilize it for lower things. No, it doesn't work that way. And when people want lower things like that, they forget one thing. When you raise your awareness, that means you awaken more. You become so magnetic that anything you focus on comes. Even though when you get to that state, you don't have desires. Because you don't have desires, there wouldn't be many things. But the only one desire is to help others. And so things that will be needed for helping will be moving in your direction automatically. Because you want to help, and this will be needed for it to be done. So those things head in your direction. And it's not like you desire them. You desire to help. And these things, the magnetism will draw them automatic. That is the law. And those things will come to utilize, to achieve, or to fulfill the service. You see? So that is why the Christ was saying, seek first the kingdom. That is, awaken first. All these other things that you are wasting time and struggling with, and you are actually suffering because time is up for you to awaken, and you are resisting the awakening, and you are still keeping down, and the law wants to force you out. Because of that, it will give you problems there, and the language of the problem is that keep time and go. You see, time and go. Don't look back. Just awaken, continue. There is that story with this Sodom and Gomorrah thing. These are stories, you see, but they have deep meanings. Yes. So
just go straight to awakening.
Yes.
Never be looking
the
back.
next stage of awakening,
and then just go.
Greater things are waiting for you. Awaken, continue to awaken. And the greatest things are peace, love, joy. These things are ahead. Go.
No, but we are looking for money, basic things. That doctor, you don't laugh. The basic things we need are money, what we need to eat and stuff like that. That is what will make me happy. That will give me the joy and the peace you are talking about.
No,
That's why most of us are.
Yes, there is something wrong with that thinking.
What is wrong with that thinking?
Yes. You see, when you are awakening, you are nearing things which don't have shortcomings. But if you are not awakening, everything is having shortcomings. So you can have the very same things with less shortcomings when you are awakening more.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
And you don't, because it doesn't have shortcomings, it has some more fulfillment than when you are taking it when you are not awake, or you are not sufficiently awakened. When you take the things down there, they come with anxieties and struggles and hatred and enviousness and this and that. But when you are awakening, then you are nearing love, you are nearing peace, you are nearing joy, and therefore, when these things come to you, they are minus anxiety, minus fear, minus anger, minus this hatred, and so on. So it's not like when you awaken, then
you have that money I'm looking.
No. Not that you won't have money, you don't.
Yeah, okay.
It depends. If you awaken, number one, the feeling of contentment. So if it is not service to others, you wouldn't even bother about money, this, that. You see, because you are content.
Yeah, you are already full.
You are full.
You have it.
You are peaceful. You are loving. You are happy. See, so the service means getting involved with those in sleep mode, and getting involved with them means utilizing the things that they require and so on. Food, shelter, clothing, and all those things. That is the zone they are in. Those things are there. And they are looking for these things, but the mistake is that as you come into these states, the polarity widens. And when you come into higher states of awakening, the polarity is closing the gap.
So you are getting balance.
You see, and you get, when you are fully balanced, you are fully peaceful.
Okay.
But when you are coming down there, it's awakening. Things are
getting wider.
Yes. You see.
Okay.
So separation comes between happiness and the opposite, grief.
Okay.
And then you have hatred and love. You see. But when they balance out in the higher side, then you can't find opposites anymore. So whatever is generated in the higher side, no opposite, because everything is closed. Up is closed. See. So anyway, I will end that side with this important statement. When you are down and you are in the sleeping state like that, then things which are supposed to be even more asleep, like let's say gold and diamond, you see, they belong to the mineral kingdom. But in the mineral kingdom, they are ahead because they are nearing the plant kingdom. So they are exhibiting some kind of attraction. Their aura energy is shining out of it. You see? So it brings about, you can't bypass them without noticing their presence. When they are there with the other stones, they will catch attention. You see, because they have begun the awakening process. But where the human kingdom you have reached, you are much higher than that. Higher.
Because when we were talking about the hierarchy, the mineral is just down.
Yes.
And we are chasing the down.
Yes.
Stuff.
So when you come as a baby in the human kingdom, baby, these things are attractive, but it's not something the baby will give much attention to. You see, but we are brainwashed, we are indoctrinated, you see, it's we who give the power to that thing. You see, just like just some paper, we put a stamp on it and we give it. Yes, and then we give it value. So it's the mind. See? So the value is caused by the mind. And then it reaches the point we value it higher than ourselves. And once you value the thing higher than yourself, you become a struggler, looking for it. And it's like begging God to give it to you. Nothing. So it's like it is higher than you. But if you come to realize you are higher than that, then something happens. That thing comes your way through your magnetism. You pull it. You are more powerful than it. It shouldn't pull you. You see, when your mind has been twisted to value it higher than yourself, then you kowtow to it, and even some people worship it. They have gold, they are keeping it somewhere, and it's that place. If they are going there, they even put their shoes aside. And you see how they adore that thing there, and it's higher than them. And when it is like that, that soul is in bondage.
Doctor, you've really opened my eyes this evening. You usually find that this is for me, this land is for me, this, and a whole lot of things. But just in reality, we are higher than all. We are all our creations.
Yes, they are all our creations. So when one awakens, he's not putting value in these things more than him. And when you come to that state, these things rather pull towards you.
They come to you.
Why? Because they are also spirit in sleep, and they are deeply asleep, and you are more awakened. So more awakened is more empowered. Their power is covered, and your power is awakened.
So they also want power.
They are also to awaken. It's a process. They are also to awaken. So if they can attach to you, they benefit in frequency. You see, so they rather pull to you. It's magnetism. So anyone who is awakened is not a struggler for these things. No.
Doctor, we don't have enough time. Spiritual guidance, angels, and how to have my own peace of mind. Summary and to the viewer.
Yes. So with the guardian angels, what it means is that when a baby is beginning to walk, the mom becomes a guardian. You see, that means a guide. So when you are awakening sufficiently, you show the awakening as a concern, awakening as a determination, and you are sincere and you are receptive, then they also come your direction to offer some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's leave it here. Thank you very much, Dr. Jan, for your support. Thank you also for joining. Please subscribe to our channel if you've not yet subscribed. Comment, like, and share our videos with everybody. See you next week.
Okay.